I just wanted to make a quick video to kind of go over how I work my business, because I think this might be helpful if I kind of give you a rundown on what to do so it's not overwhelming, so you have more of a system in place. I can't express how important it is to make a system that works for you. And believe me, I have gone through many systems and not all of them have worked for me. So I've got to come up with a concept that makes me happy. I know for me, I'm a visual person, so I like to have to-do lists. I like to have colorful things, pretty things that really stimulate me and make me excited. So I have a hard time sometimes if I track things a certain way that aren't something that is visually appealing to me. So I'll show you kind of how I do it. I have my little book here. I'm also actually just starting to use Teamzy, so I will keep you informed on how that works for my business as well. I'm really excited about it. I just started, so I'm a complete noob, so I will let you know how that works as I get more comfortable with it in the next few months. So I want to show you an example kind of power hour that would involve my challenge group check-in, my business working, and then also how I check my back office every day. So first things first, if I haven't scheduled out my post in advance, I'm going to hop on my challenge group for the morning, make my post. I always have my template ready to go. I usually do, but I have it up here, copy, paste, good to go. I generally come back and check in on messages a little bit later, but first thing first, I just want to get that post up so it is ready to go first thing in the morning. Then I hop on my back office and I check a few things in particular every single day. I check, make sure my Success Club points match what I think they should. They take a couple days to get in, so don't be panicky if you think you should have more and they haven't registered. But I always just double check, and then I come right down here to my alerts. This is the bread and butter of what I check. New coaches in your organization, this could be coaches that other people added, that's not a problem. But one thing is checking your own personally sponsored coaches to make sure any coaches you have signed up have gone through. Seeing if you have any new customers. This is your big one when you first start coaching. This is what you're going to want to look for, just to see if you have any new customers that have gone through. You will click here, and it'll take you to your new customer, and this, you can now reach out to this person. You should email them. If you don't know who this is, that's probably because it's a lead, and you would want to email them as well, and I can tell you how to do that. So here's my customer. What I'm going to do is go ahead and message this person and establish contact. So how you would check on your old customers, if you were interested in checking on a shipment for them, something like that, you can go through customer search and pull them up, or you can go through orders and find your customer orders. And you're going to see all your customers here. So the way you could look at their order is if you actually just click on their name. You can go to their order details, and it'll tell you what they've ordered and everything about it. Their most current order you're going to be able to see with the tracking number. So you can actually track their order to see where it is. So this is good customer service if you have someone who said, oh, this was an issue. We are overseas, so sometimes the overseas ones are kind of cranky because once it gets out of the States, they can't really track it very well. But let me see if I can find one that's a better example. So delivered. So you can kind of get an idea. If you have someone who said they can't find their order, you can help them that way. Another thing I like to do is they get an email every 3 weeks before their Shaco ship. They should get a Shaco email a week before. If I have a brand new customer, sometimes I will message them, like I'll put on my calendar, like let's say they bought Shaco here. I know in 3 weeks the next shipment will go out, so 1, 2, 3. Sometimes I'll write on my calendar to do a follow-up with them. They'll get an email, but that's just in case it goes to spam or something like that. I don't want them to get any surprise Shaco. So sometimes I'll do that. It's not a big deal. Again, emails are going out now. That's a new thing, which is really exciting. But that's an option too. But the first thing I do is I just check, see if I have any new customers. And that's pretty much what I do with my back office for the day. Those are like my biggest parts of that. So then I go right into my power hour. So power hour, this is just an example tracker that I like. It's simple, so that's why I like this one. First thing I do is I add new friends. I go on my Facebook. I'm going to show you all in here. I'm actually crafting a post right now. What I would do is I would just go to your friends and then just find friends and then add people who have similar friends, mutual friends. This person has 33 mutual friends, something like that. Add the person to your Facebook. So I usually try to add at least 2 to 3 friends a day. You could do 5, it just depends on how many you want to add that day. And then I go back through my Facebook real quick. This only takes a minute. And I see, okay, what did I post yesterday? Let's see. I posted this funny picture. Was there a fitness post that I posted? Yes. This was my challenge group post for yesterday. There's 14 people that like that. So what I'm going to do is bring it up, pull out anybody that I haven't talked to in a while, like, oh, goodness, I haven't talked to this person. I'm going to reach out to her, send her a message that says, hey, thank you for your support on my challenge group post yesterday. I really appreciate that. How are you? That would go as my Start New Convo. And I would do 3 to 5 of those, just real quick. They don't all have to be from my business post. Even if I'm looking at my scroll for the day, I might see something that pops up that makes me want to reach out to that person and say, hey, I haven't talked to you in a while, how are you? Maybe I'll check out their Facebook page and see what's been going on in their life and kind of mention something like that to them. So start new convos, inviting people. This just depends on where you are in your business. For me, this kind of just depends on the time. I do personally invites for people through private message. I will send an invite to someone and say, hey, would you like to join my challenge group? And give them details. But generally, I don't start with this. These are conversations that I've had before, so these kind of transfer into invites. So I don't try to do 5 of these a day particular. Sometimes I try to just make it 5 to 10 conversations. If that makes sense, it doesn't all have to be 5 invites. It just depends on where the conversations are. Follow-ups are anybody that you've been talking to, someone who said they wanted to wait, or someone who you sold something to and you want to check in with them, or any conversation that you kind of need to follow up with. I write in here. You checked in with your challenge group today. It was the first thing we did, so you would check that. Team page, just hop on Team Shine, say hi, or see if there's anything that you could comment on, anything you want to add. It's just good to be engaged. Obviously, we're your big family there, so we want you to feel comfortable. It's a good idea to write down any ideas. Maybe you saw a post that someone posted and you're like, oh, I want to do something like that. Write it down. Write down your ideas as you go. It makes it easier to manage everything. Personal development. I know I am talking right now, but this would be a great thing in the background while you're working your business. You could totally be doing a podcast. I like to listen to my podcast in the showers and while I'm getting ready. So personal development, great. You can also pull your PD from here. Maybe you want to listen to the National Wake Up Call. There's actually podcasts for those as well on your podcast app. Maybe you want to learn about one of our products. Maybe you want to learn about some Shakeology. Anything like that is considered personal development. And then drink your Shakeology and work out. So that's just kind of wherever you feel it fits into your business. Right now I'm actually having my Shako while I'm doing my power hour. I'm going to get my workout in a little bit here, but my Shako is always my first thing. So it's just about finding a flow that works for you. For me, this takes, the challenge tracker part takes about 2 minutes maybe just to get that posted, and then I come back to this later, usually later in the day because people have posted by then. This takes me less than 5 minutes to just check in with anything that's going on in here. And then this, just a minute or 2 to add new friends. These conversations, I give myself about, 15, 20 minutes to start some conversations, and that includes this here. Here you could just actually write the names, and then start the conversations here. Follow-ups, maybe 10 to 15 minutes. So essentially, you could really fit all of this in within the hour. Now, I do my big power hour, and then sometimes in the evening, I'll come back, 15, 20 minutes if I want to check in again with the people that I've talked to, or if I need to spend time on my challenge tracker portal. But I try to make it all fit within an hour a day. So, all right, I hope that helps kind of explain my system. If you have any questions, please let me know. Again, it's something that has to work for you and something that makes you happy, because that's essentially, for me, I'm most productive if I'm happy with what I'm doing. All right, guys, have a wonderful day.